Now, of course, everyone's talking about Real Madrid shelling that 2-goal lead at the Anoeta, and of course, Carlo Ancelotti was absolutely furious after the game, saying it wasn't all about Xabi Alonso. One player couldn't fix the extent of the horror that they'd seen, and of course, Iker Casillas as well came out and complained about the shame they'd brought on the club. But really, we have to talk about La Real as well as El Real, because the home side were absolutely fantastic, and they were coming back from a big disappointment, unexpectedly going out of Europe in the week to Krasnodar, the Russian Premier League side. And it's been a difficult period for Real Sociedad. They lost their best player and someone who's one of their own coming through the academy, Antoine Griezmann, who surprisingly went to Atletico Madrid. So for Hagaba Arrasate to get that sort of performance out of his team after they were losing 2-0 early on, and for us to see that Carlos Vela could do it without his foil Griezmann, was really spectacular and boded well for them, with Arrasate, the coach, saying the only thing they could do to redeem themselves from what happened in the week is for qualifying for Europe again. Now, there's some interesting news in the week with, of course, Vicente Del Bosque announcing his first Spain squad since the failure at the World Cup ahead of the qualifiers for Euro 2016. And there was a bit of an unusual juxtaposition with him saying he was leaving out Barcelona's Gerard Piqué because he was unfit. Immediately, he was contradicted by Piqué's club manager, Luis Enrique, who said that not only was Piqué fit, but he was going to play him at the weekend at Villarreal. That's exactly what he did. He partnered Jeremy Mathieu, and Barcelona kept a clean sheet and won 1-0. A few other interesting anomalies in that as well, with Iker Casillas retaining his place despite his nightmarish World Cup, and it's not that convincing start to the La Liga season, but some fresh blood as well, more importantly, with Paco Alcácer, who's been doing very, very well for Valencia and did great at the weekend again, coming into the squad, and also Mikel San Jose of Athletic Bilbao to shore up that defence that's looking a bit shaky post-Puyol. Now, Valencia look at long last as if they're burrowing their way out of financial trouble under their new owner, Peter Lim, and of course he comes with the promise of money and new signings. A couple have come in, Rodrigo Moreno, the under-21 Spain striker, of course, and Andre Gomes joining him and coming across from Benfica. But more importantly, I think, is about the young players coming through. And they really showed that in the win against Malaga at the weekend. Paco Alcácer, who got his first call up to the Spain squad, was brilliant in the Europa League last season and has started this season on fire too. He scored to celebrate his call up and set up the third in the 3-0 win as well for Pablo Piatti. But the interesting thing was to see that link with the first one, with the right back Gaia, who's just come through, and of course with the young Portuguese defender Ruben Vezo as well. There's a feeling that there's a new generation of Valencianistas coming through. Now, Atletico did get their first win of the season at the Vicente Calderón in La Liga against newly promoted Eibar, who did so well last week, of course. But it wasn't easy. They were 2-0 up and conceded a goal that left them really counting the minutes to the end, and they won't want to endure that sort of discomfort again. And there are a few little things that need adjusting. Of course, the defence is something they rely on, but really it's up front where there's perhaps cause for concern. Mario Mandzukic scored the winner, which was great for him on his home La Liga debut, but he's also subtly different from Diego Costa, despite ostensibly being a great fit to replace him. Not quite as mobile, prefers to use his physical power to peel away and prey on less physical fullbacks. So it's really important that that extra mobility, with Costa having been a bit of a dribbler, that they've got through Griezmann, and particularly the arrival of Alessio Cerci from Torino on transfer deadline day, is going to be really important for Atletico going forward. Now, Radamel Falcao invited derision in his Atletico Madrid days when he said that games that kicked off at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night were past his bedtime. Well, he'd hate to still be there now, because for the second year in succession, games kick off, or one game kicks off, at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night, which is not great for supporters, obviously. Granada's official Twitter feed drew attention to the plight of the clubs. They were closing the weekend's programme away at Elche with the 11 p.m. kickoff, when they said, we're bringing you the second half now in September. Now, they conceded an equaliser in the 90th minute that stopped them sharing leadership of La Liga on points. But that was nearly 1 a.m. when they conceded that goal, so you could forgive their defence for being a bit sleepy. Not quite the same as the time in 2003 when Ronaldinho had just joined Barcelona, and he ended up scoring an equaliser in front of 100,000 people at the Camp Nou, nearly at 2 a.m. against Sevilla. Those were the days. So those are my talking points from this La Liga weekend. Look at the comments below, get involved, tell us what your favourite moments were from the La Liga this weekend. We've got a bit of a break now, of course, with the international pause, but click to subscribe here, and when we are back in just under a fortnight, you'll be the first to get the new videos. And of course, don't forget that there are similar videos for Serie A and Liga as well.